welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to work on Bird of Paradise pose. And that might sound a little familiar. You're like, wait a minute, didn't you just film a video on that? Yes, I did. I will put a link to that particular video down below. But today we're gonna work on breaking down the specific pose, Bird of Paradise. In my previous video, I talked about how we needed to have open shoulders, open hips, a strong binding practice in order to sustain that particular pose, Bird of Paradise. And so today is all about kind of breaking down the dynamics of this pose with the help of a strap and the wall so that we can build up to Bird of Paradise if you choose to add that into your practice. So make sure that you have a yoga strap or a towel or a length of fabric, anything that's going to enable you to hold on and extend your length of arm and grip. And also, as I mentioned before, having a stretch of wall to work against. Bird of Paradise is going to require you to have open hips. So a lot of the prep poses that we do beforehand involves a lot of hip openers like lizard pose, that's this lunge here where the hands are inside of the foot. And a lot of times when I'm working on breaking down poses and working towards making them more accessible, I try and approach them from a different perspective. Oftentimes either flipping that pose on its back or maybe using the wall to help with. You know, you've seen from my previous videos how I really like to use the wall as a prop. So same principle here. We're going to start in lizard pose against the wall. Face the wall, take one of your legs up. Let's start with the right leg first. And the leg can be as high as you'd like. Maybe have a practice beforehand where you've warmed up the body a little bit and have opened up the hips as well. So take your right leg up to the wall, foot on the surface of the wall. Take both hands inside of that foot. And we'll just simply work here for a little bit, kind of just rocking forward and back, hugging the right knee in, and then maybe flaring the knee out to the side a little bit. And I'll show you on this side what that looks like. So here, flaring the knee outward, hugging the knee in, warming up and preparing that left hip. From here, wrap your arm underneath your bent knee, taking your palm outward so that it's facing out like this. We'll take the other arm and wrap it around. So maybe you have a bind in your practice where you can grasp the hands here, but let's say you're working towards that. So this is where the strap comes in handy. Take your strap behind you. Begin to open up. And I'll switch sides again so that you can see what I'm doing with my shoulder. So my arm is wrapped underneath. Palms are facing outward. I'm grasping the strap behind. And I'm looking to wrap this top shoulder, this outer shoulder up to open up the heart center in the shoulders. All right, so just working here and then perhaps playing around with coming up onto the tippy toes with the foot on the wall, trying to stand up nice and tall through the standing leg. And then once you're kind of used to bringing some more balance over that standing leg, you can try coming up onto the tippy toes of the foot that's on the wall. And then maybe over time, kind of squeaking off the wall a little bit, but it's still there so you can lean back into it if you want to. Come away from the wall, back to the wall. You don't have to bind if you want. You can maybe use your hand if you want to play around with that. Just working on that balance. And if you're working towards the full variation of the pose, coming off of the wall, I'm going to be keeping the knee bent here a little bit. And playing with that dynamic. I hope this video helped kind of demystify bird of paradise for you. If there are any other poses that you would like for me to break down, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to share all the different ways that I like to play around with poses and make poses more approachable. I mean, I often see poses where I'm like, I can't do that, but you can do it. I mean, we just need to approach it from a different perspective, right? So let me know what you think, if you have any suggestions for future videos. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.